Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of MidRank Madness. Today we've got a game between Boroden and RodTesala here on Backwater, the latter edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, it's going to be the red Terran player Boroden. And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Protoss player RodTesala from Greyma. Which, Greymane, possibly, that's a World of Warcraft reference. I'm not sure if that would be appropriate here in StarCraft, but sometimes there's some crossover. Sometimes the StarCraft and Warcraft universes do cross over just a tiny bit, and it is always kind of fun. All right, so a PvT edition of MidRank Madness this week. This is my Tuesday examination of bronze. Nope, bronze. Why do I always say bronze? It's going to be platinum and gold and diamond level replays sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of MidRank Madness. I get a lot of these. This is the biggest segment of StarCraft 2 player base, and I send all the replays I get with that subject to that address to my screeners. This time it was Don. Thank you so much, Don, for going through this whole list. It was a lot. It was a lot of replays to look at, but he chose this one as the very tip-top, very best replay of the bunch. So, very excited to cast this. His opinion has been very good thus far, and also he's the one who wrote the music for the final song at the end of this replay, at the end of this cast. It's called Korshala Adun. It's amazing. You can go to the link in the description to find out more about Don and his music. He actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, but he has another project in the works. So be excited. Be excited for another project in the works. SCV scouts in. What the? Probe was making a cybernetics core, then canceled it. Oh, almost made it again, and then made it a third time. Placement, I think, is what we're looking for here. Make sure that it was placed correctly, but that's still a really big gap if you're trying to wall off. I mean, but walling off against the Terran isn't generally considered a great idea anyway, because they can just sit their Marines and Marauders and Cyclones and tanks and stuff on the bottom and just siege you to death and kill your buildings while you can't do much about it. That's why most Protoss will build their buildings closer to the Nexus. It's just walling off is kind of a waste of time. But I don't know. We'll see if it comes back to help RodTesala or hurt RodTesala. Marines in production here for Boroden. Unfortunately, no Reapers. Did we miss a Reaper? Nope, just Marines. Just Marines and an expansion from him. One Raxer with one gas, another Barracks. So it's going to be two Barracks opening, which means we're going to see some pressure out of the Terran player. This is not like Into the Void, where you see... Oh, that was the scouting SCV that died. Where you see build orders and say, well, this is obviously going to be early pressure, but then they don't pressure for 47 minutes. And, oh, that's right. This is Into the Void. They don't know what they're doing. But to get out of Into the Void, out of bronze, out of silver, into gold, platinum, and diamond, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know basic build orders, or you're just going to die and get sent back to bronze. So at this point, this looks very intentional from Boroden. Oh, man, a third Rax coming up. Second gas is done. Why do I feel like this should be Reapers, but it's not. Instead, he's getting a tech lab now, which probably should have been coming up sooner. Again, they know what they're doing. It doesn't mean they're perfect. It doesn't mean I can't find things that I'm very curious about. Anyway, gateway, shield battery, gateway. Man, he is walling off the front of his natural base, too. He's just walling hard against this Terran player. He knows it's a Terran because an SCV scouted him, but he hasn't done any scouting of his own, so playing kind of turtly and afraid is just kind of the default state here. Stim being researched by Boroden, a second tech lab, so I think we're just going to see a Stim, Marine, Marauder, Concussive Shell, Combat Shield push. I think that's what we're going for here, with no medevac support, which is a little dicey for the Terran, but it gets there a little sooner, too. And there's the factory, but I don't think we're going to have a medevac available for the timing of this push from Boroden. And again, I could just be entirely wrong. This could just be him building a ton of Marines at the early stage of the game because he's worried about early harassment and early attacks from the Protoss. He's not planning on moving out at all, which, nope. This is not how you're supposed to do this. If you're planning on just playing it safe and defensively, you go Barracks, Command Center, Factory, Starport, and then from there you can add on additional barracks, add on additional factories, add on additional starports, what you want to do, but you want to get that tech out available just so you can do whatever it is you need to do, and you can hold. You can hold Protoss aggression going for that 1-1-1 build with the Command Center in there off 2 base and be just fine, but as it stands, just bio against Protoss is not great, assuming the Protoss player has any splash damage of his own. For example, Disruptors, for example, Colossus, for example, Psionic Storm, which we don't have available yet for RodTesala, but he's going there. He's got a robotics facility. He's working on a Twilight Council. It's done, though. Where is it? Oh, there you are. Hello, Twilight Council. He's getting Blink. So, okay, a pure bio army from Boroden can handle a pure gateway army. out of RodTesala. I really don't see him having any trouble with that unless he's just horribly outnumbered, which at this point he's not. It's 4 Marauders and 6 Marines versus 2 Zealots and 4 Stalkers. Yeah, so I think Boroden wins that. If this is a straight-up engagement, Terran wins. But he's waiting for some tanks, which is really good. He's going to starport with a reactor, which means he wants to double pump those medevacs. And it's going to be good. I feel like Boroden is doing some nice stuff here. Marine, Marauder, medevac, and tank is a very good composition against your Protoss. RodTesala, on the other hand, needs to get up there in that splash damage tech. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, really need to start taking a hard look at what you're doing with your life, because you will die to Terran if all you have are Zealots and Stalkers, at least past this stage of the game. You might be able to do some aggression with early gateway pressure, but at this point, no. Look at this. Tank out, bunker up. Third base getting constructed by Boroden just south of the natural, and no sign of a third from RodTesala either, and still no sign of splash damage tech. In fairness, he does have to build a robotics bay to go for the Colossus and the Disruptor, and he does need a Templar Archives to go for Storm and Archons. So he needs one more tech building down either of those branches on his tech tree, but he's just choosing not to do so, and I feel really bad about this. Not feeling good. On the plus side, both players are spending their money pretty well. Boroden much better than RodTesala, but Tesla is down to 50 gas and 400 minerals, which is totally reasonable at this level of game. There's your Templar Archive. Okay, good. All right, good. Doing it right. Doing the right thing, if a little bit late, and that's fine, because Boroden has no interest in attacking at all right now. He is absolutely turtled up. This Observer hanging out. What's up, guys? Oh, tank, Marauders, Marines, gotcha. I'm going to need some Immortals are pretty good. That's the thing. Immortals aren't splash damage, but they do bonus damage versus armored, which Marauders are. And so if your opponent's going heavy Marauder, heavy tank, Immortals are pretty much the way to go. Yeah, you can still storm the Marauders. It's pretty effective, but not as effective as storming the Marines. So Boroden, 7 minutes in, says, you know what? It's time for an attack. Let's do this. Sending out my medevacs. Got a tank, 4 Marines there, 2 Marauders, 4 Marines. And the other one is a pretty intense, not a Doom drop, but it's fairly early for a Doom drop. It's going to head on down this direction. Did the Observer see that? I think he notices that there's units missing. I hope he's prepared anyway. RodTesala, what you going to have about this? Oh, you're going to put your robotics bay in this corner where the drop is heading. That's not good. This might actually die before it finishes. You have your boost available. You've got your boost available. All right, guys. What the? There we go. Sometimes hotkeys are hard to find. Blind. And go in. Here comes the drop. Where are they going to land? Oh, right here. Right here in this main mineral line. And start killing all of the probes. Setting up the tank in siege mode too. Coming on in. Trying to do this thing are some Stalkers and some Zealots. And the Zealots don't have charge, but they are going to be able to get us around here. The medevacs just bail. They entirely bail. And RodTesala is actually okay. All right, how many probes died? 7 probes went down, but on the other hand, 2 Marauders, 8 Marines, and a tank died too. So, wow. I mean, well, the shield battery probably helped with that to some extent. It is out of energy, which means it was working very hard during that attack. But another thing, Zealots they do have charge. They just get charge because they were walking in, man. They might have charged in, and I just missed it. Entirely possible. Anyway, Colossus on the way with extended thermal lance here from RodTesala. He knows he needs that there splash damage, especially against a marine heavy opponent. So that's fine. +2 attack on the way for the infantry units from Boroden, and still no third base out of RodTesala, which I am getting worried about. Getting very, very worried about here for the Protoss player. Oh, there's a third base. All right, good. Dink, third base up. Observers. Oh, Observer's alive with 1 hit point. It got scanned and... Oh, there it is. Now it's dead. Rats. All right, good. Got it. Got it. Does it feel like I'm rooting for the Protoss player? I kind of feel like I am right now, which... I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess I just want to see the players do well, right? I want to see them make correct decisions. And at this point, I feel like RodTesala has needed a little bit more encouragement in that direction, so maybe that's what that is. Another attack coming from Boroden. Marines, Marauders, +1, +1, +2 on the way. Getting +1 air weapons for his... Nothing. He has nothing that needs +1 air weapons. I don't know why he's getting that upgrade. Perhaps he's planning on going for Liberators later? Maybe Banshees? Maybe Battle Cruisers? Entirely possible. Third base here for RodTesala. Throwing up cannons and shield batteries, but they're not done yet. In fact, they haven't even started. They're just a twinkle in RodTesala's eye. And all right, so shield battery is now getting started here. Hanging out at the Zelnaga watchtower is Boroden. Now here's the thing, lesson to be learned. Hanging out gives your opponent more time to do stuff. If you're gonna attack, attack. And if they have too much for you to handle, back out. But don't just sit there and wait to attack, that's not good. All right, this is still actually gonna be real good timing for Boroden. All this stuff is going to die. Stalker's Colossus trying to come in. Oh, well, Boroden, is he gonna stand and fight? It's good position here, I like this. The Protoss units are kind of stuck on top of each other right now. Stalkers on top of this bio, doing much better than I thought they would. Archon on the back doing that splash damage with his range of 3. Zap. Zap. Bonus damage versus Marauders. Oh, and a blink forward is RodTesala. All the Marauders are going to die. Once again, the medevacs fleeing. Just leaving their guys to die. Oh, another blink catches another medevac, and one might make it home to tell the tale. And it looks like it is absolutely going to. Okay, good. All right, medevac makes it home. Third base survives for RodTesala. I think a couple pylons and maybe a shield battery might have died while it was warping in, but I think that's fairly acceptable losses. It is 50 to 37 harvesters, though. Boroden is up in worker count quite substantially, and he's been doing a good job continuing that SCV production, as he's got 2 in production right now to saturate that third base, the natural base, and the main. Everything's a little bit undersaturated, but he's working on it, so that's pretty much all that I can ask in these matchups. Engineering base, starport factory, doing work here, getting medevacs, tanks, working on +2 infantry armor. RodTesala just hanging out, made another Colossus. He did lose 1 during that attack, which brings our resources lost to 3,200 for Boroden and 2,800 for RodTesala thus far. I did see him get Storm too. RodTesala has Storm, he's got Charge, he's got Extended Thermal Lance, he's got Archons. I like it. I like the splash damage he's worked into his army here. It's very nice. Does he actually have any High Templar, though? No. All right, so pro tip. If you're going to get Storm and you're planning on using Storm, get High Templar before you think you need them, because they have to generate energy to do their stuff, and a full energy High Templar is better than one that just came out of a gateway who can't actually cast anything, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they can cast a feedback, but they definitely can't cast Storm right out of the gateway. Vikings in production for Boroden, recognizing the threat of the Colossus. The joke might be on him, though. If these Colossus, if this is the only one that RodTesala has, going crazy on Vikings just means suddenly you're fighting against a Zealot Stalker army, which, in fairness, Vikings do bonus damage versus mechanical stuff, and that counts these Stalkers. So landed Vikings actually better against Stalkers than you might expect them to be, but still, you don't want to do that. Big old Archon drop here at this third base location. There is a Marine, 2 Marines and a Marauder here to defend against this, but not really defending. They're just kind of watching their dudes die. Zealots warping out off of that Warp Prism too. This is a very nice drop out of RodTesala. Marauder down, SCVs getting torched. 15 SCVs have been killed. The army shows up. This is where you bail. This is where you get out in the harassment side of things. Oh, good job. Pick up, pick up. Sorry, Zealots, you're going to die. Try to take some Marines with you. No, nope, couldn't do it. That's okay. It was the entire army against 3 Zealots. Zealots weren't going to do anything, but that was nice. Really cut into the economy of Boroden there. 51 to 50 harvesters now. Working on speed. Gravitic Drive, which is speed for his Warp Prism. Indeed it is. Yes. Ended up guessing correctly there. He keeps making High Templar as RodTesala, but also turning them into Archons instead of just letting them be. Hey, guys. Yes, can cast feedback immediately. Does have 50 energy out of the gate there, but Storm's 75. There is an upgraded Brood War called Kyderan Amulet that actually increases the starting energy of High Templar by 25, which lets them cast the Storm immediately after showing up. They can't warp in because warp gates don't exist, just regular gateways, but it's real nice for base defense to be able to just make a High Templar and then have it pop out and immediately storm the crap out of a bunch of Hydralisks that are attacking one of your bases. It's good. It's a good thing to see. All right, Boroden is up 163 to 149 total supply. He's making Marines, Marauders, +3/+3 coming in at 14 minutes. It is not beyond timing, but it is also not bad out of Boroden here. 4th base warping in for RodTesala. 4th base already done for Boroden. It is a planetary fortress with a Liberator support here. Yeah, so many Vikings. I don't know if this is good for Boroden. He's going to have 5 here very, very soon. Oh, okay, never mind. RodTesala was making more Colossus when I wasn't watching, and another one too. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good stuff out of our Terran player. The Marine count still maybe a little bit high, but you gotta bump your minerals somewhere. You can't just make Marauders and tanks and Vikings, right? Right. Oh, good position by this tank. Can he see these guys? Sort of. I don't think he can hit anything. Oh, he can with the vision. Just barely catching the edge of his army. Forcing Tesla into this position. I like it. Coming on out. There's tanks set up here. Feedbacks on the medevacs. Tank getting taken down by a Colossus. Where are the Vikings? The Vikings need to take down these Colossus so much, but it doesn't matter. There's only one up here, which means the Colossus destroying everything on the ground. The Stalker taking out the Vikings in the sky. And RodTesala absolutely handled that attack like a pro. Suddenly, 119 to 126 total supply. Boroden is still up, but I feel like there's a lead here for RodTesala right now. Stalkers trying to go with the army, taking some weird pathing. Stalkers are the descendants of Dragoons, which have terrible pathing in the Brood War. Anyways, where are we? Where are we going, friends? Actually got High Templar back here. No Storm for a million yet, but some good feedbacks. 2 kills. That might just be for their regular attack, which they have now. Psy Blast, 7 damage, range of 6. Just kind of keeps A-move players from walking their High Templar into death. It was nice of Blizzard to cater to us Platinum level guys. The pros were like, wait, what? Are you sending your High Templar to your deaths? Why would you do that? Well, yes, because F2 A-move is the thing that players do, even though they probably shouldn't. Yeah, unbinding that hotkey is actually one way to improve your play, I would say. I've heard people give testimony to that fact, that unbinding the F2 key, just making it do nothing, is great. Attack in here from RodTesala right at the natural base. Marauders on the ground. The Zealots absorbing a lot of damage there. Another feedback. Colossus continuing to wreck through, but a huge flock of Vikings coming into town here. Colossus don't like that at all. Wow, Viking count is suddenly 11. Where did that happen? Colossus are dead. Stalkers are trying to kill them from the ground, but there's just too many. There are just too many of them remaining. Stalkers and High Templar down here. 6 kills on that guy. Trying to finish off the Vikings. They're flying back to the safety of their planetary fortress, and that was a pretty good hold. Pretty good hold. Boroden should have had some Vikings down here at this attack of the third base of RodTesala, but he didn't. That's okay, I suppose. High Templar does not have enough energy for anything and is very slow and is going to die. Sorry, man. Casters are slow. That's the trade-off. They're powerful, but by golly, they are pokey little puppies. The pokiest of puppies. Archons on the way for RodTesala. Emergency Archons right now. He can't wait for the energy on the High Templar for this counterattack, which is not coming, by the way. There's no counterattack. The army's sort of faked like they were going to and then ended up not. Anyway, 4 base to 4 base right now, 65 to 58 total harvesters. RodTesala is up, but he's down in supply, which means the army is huge for Boroden. Holy smokes, let's take a look here. Army value, 5,500 for Boroden, compared to 3,600 for RodTesala. Yeah. Right now, the Terran player looking great. Splash damage here for RodTesala, some Stalkers, but if you get a straight-up A-move engagement, especially with tank support from Boroden, I think Boroden just wins. So that's another thing. Always be scouting. Always be scanning, Terran players. Always see what your Protoss opponent is up to, because right now I feel like Boroden goes across the map with his +3/+3 Marines and Marauders, Siege Tanks, and Vikings. He just wins. He just wins. I do, but he doesn't know, and he's being cautious, and he's giving RodTesala a chance to expand. Both players expanding at the same time, which is kind of fun. Up north here in this shallows area, kind of this underwater area for Boroden, and down south at a similarly underwater area for RodTesala. So 5th base is being constructed at virtually the same time. Look at those progress bars. That's hilarious. And another base coming up at this 4th base location for Boroden. Command center done. Not sure what he's going to do with it, whether to lift it and land it somewhere else or... Okay, lift and land somewhere else. Where? Down here? Yep, down in the bottom left-hand corner. So double expanding is our Terran player. When you're ahead, get more ahead. Is what he's all about. He's up 182 to 141 total supply, but he's down 65 to 58 harvesters. RodTesala doing a better job with the worker production than the Terran player thus far. Yeah, +2 attack on the Viking, not bad. I mean, I question why he was getting plus air attack, and the answer is his Vikings are that much better now. However, I feel like RodTesala is done with Colossus. There's 18 Vikings and absolutely nothing for them to kill in the sky right now for RodTesala. Landing them and bringing their DPS along to this battle, along with the battle against the Stalkers, is going to be fine. I mean, they wouldn't be entirely worthless, but I worry. I worry about these Vikings being entirely worthless in Boroden's hands. We'll see. Man, that Viking count. That Viking, we'll see if he lands him. You gonna land him? You gonna land him? Let's do it. 3 tanks, no upgrades on the Well, actually, +1 vehicle and ship plating almost done. I was going to say the mech doesn't have any upgrades, but close. That was close to true. Double Stargate here from RodTesala. Oh, man. Didn't you see that Viking count on these dudes? I feel like you should have seen the Viking count on these dudes. Going SkyToss right now is not a great idea. I can't think of what would be a good idea here against these Vikings. Maybe Void Rays? Carriers, no. Tempest, no. Maybe Void Rays, but just marching in, trying to bait the army into his tanks. I like this control from Boroden. I really do. Saying, why don't you come back here? Oh, the storms, though. The bio's all going to die. That bio is all going to die. Got an Immortal in here, too, now is RodTesala. Not doing anything, but that's okay. That's all right. Zealots taking care of the bio. The Stalker's getting rid of the tanks, and RodTesala wins that battle quite handily. But there is a Viking drop. Oh, man, a Viking land here at RodTesala's 4th base. Probes, get out of there. What are you attacking, Vikings? I don't understand. Oh, yeah, don't attack. Probes, don't attack. These guys, you're mechanical. Bonus damage is done to you. But the healing, actually keeping more of these dudes alive, and the army shows up to defend. The Vikings get out of there. How many probes have died? 14? I mean, okay, that was a decent attack, but I kind of feel like they were glitching out a little bit. The Vikings weren't quite sure what to do. They're trying to kill a cannon that was attacking them. The shield battery was healing the probes the whole time, and I don't know. Didn't go well for Boroden there, but if at first they don't succeed, try again. He's continuing to macro up, still making so many Vikings. Why is he still making Vikings? Got 13 of them. And there's 4 more on the way. He is overmaking. Is he overmaking Vikings, Falcon? Because RodTesala is throwing down another Stargate and a fleet beacon right now. So if he's going carrier, having this many Vikings is a genius idea. Absolutely genius idea. So we'll see. This bottom left base is done. It's upgrading to a planetary fortress. A couple of missile turrets here would not be amiss. That's the main weakness of PF bases, is flying stuff. And really, you're floating 2,000 minerals, so you can probably afford a few missile turrets. Static defense is good. I know the pros don't like it as much, but eh. I also like these Marines that Boroden has. Pretty much making sure that it's really hard for RodTesala to expand without him knowing about it. Map awareness is really good. And look, trying to expand in this top right-hand corner is RodTesala, and Boroden has a Marine waiting for this probe. He's going to kill it, or at least shove it away like the one down here did. That's fantastic play. Very, very good play. Meanwhile, upgrades here for the Protoss player. +3, +3, +3. What? Full upgrades across the board for his ground units. I'm losing my scroll ability here. All right, caught between 2 worlds a little bit here. Now going for the right. The storm is so good. And he's waiting for it to finish before tossing down another one, too. He's not just trying to stack them, which it doesn't work that way. Okay, that was a whiff. That was a whiff, but I think he just win this thing. The Vikings need to land to assist with their DPS. They really need to land, but instead they're interested in doing nothing but hovering above the battle and hanging out. Small group of reinforcements coming in. Tank just gets destroyed by these fully upgraded Immortals right now. Holy crap. RodTesala crushing it. Now the Vikings land. Immortals from behind, just absolutely making quick work of them. Feedback on the medevacs, which I don't know if that was important. The Vikings are all gone, though. But 4 Immortals, fully upgraded, can take down this planetary fortress. There's no question about it. I don't think you even need to worry about the remaining SCVs here. Finish the base. Finish the base. Oh my gosh, the base is going to live because reinforcing units from the south do manage to clear out the Immortals. Ooh, okay. Good job, planetary fortress. Good job, SCVs, repairing it. That base should have easily died, but repair was good. And reinforcements showed up at just the right time. Okay, so RodTesala is suddenly in a much better position. There are 2 Vikings out instead of 15. And he's got 3 carriers and making another one. Boroden, working on Fusion Core. Is this going to be another Battlecruiser replay? How many? We've seen 3 Battlecruiser replays in the last 5 days, I want to say. Very BC heavy lately. I don't know. I guess they know what I like. And something that I like is Battlecruisers. Yeah, trying to expand down in this bottom section again is RodTesala, but there's a Marine here still. And he's going to get shoved away. Ready? We've done this already. We've played this before. Why? I don't understand. All right, resources lost 27,000 for Boroden and 24,000 for RodTesala. Oh, the Marine chased down the probe, got murdered by some zealots, which means, oh, there's a Marine up at the Zelnog Watchtower too. Very, very close. How come these guys aren't aggroing? Maybe he's hiding behind the tower. No, I'm not going to go shoot at those guys. They will kill me. Ooh, ooh, blah. Oh, the zealots are more interested in securing this base. Much more interested in securing this base. Boroden taking another base up top. He's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be a 7th base. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good news. Dun, dun, dun. And trying to expand in the bottom left here is RodTesala, but check out Planetary Fortress Instant Death. Instagab. Alright, so economically, Borodan's going to be up. It's 61 to 59 harvesters, but the number of bases available for Borodan is just a lot higher right now. And I don't know. This is anybody's game. There are battle cruisers. Are you kidding me? Borodan's going BC. All right. Battle cruisers, 3 out of 5 of the last games that I've cast on this channel. What is 141? Honestly, they didn't change battle cruisers at all. They got rid of repair drone, actually. Charge lot versus all the bio in the world in the middle of the map here. Immortal's showing up late. This is not a good engagement for RodTesala at all. Borodan killing it. Goodbye, Zealots. Goodbye, Immortals. I know you're fully upgraded, but you're outnumbered about 18,000 to 1 right there. And going to force a cancel on this base or just kill it because it is MidRank madness. Yeah, there's a death. You can cancel that and get a refund, RodTesala. I suppose you're too worried about other stuff happening here. Charging in again to this 5th base location. There are cannons and shield batteries here, but static defense really loses its effectiveness after enemy units have +3/+3. Another Nexus going down. The feedbacks on the medevacs. And any storms? No storms. Just feedbacks on the medevacs. I feel like storm's a better idea, but then Colossus coming on. Oh, Colossus. Carriers showing up. One of the carriers does die to the Marines, but there are not enough Marines. Too many Marauders, and the army gets killed after taking down that base. So SkyToss is here. Borodan is going the battle cruiser. A battle cruiser operational. Should be good. Quick plug for the podcast. Falcon Paladin Hour comes out every week. It is with me and Wade, an Australian. We've actually started a Patreon for the podcast, and you can get access to Let's Play videos from Wade and me playing... Wade and I playing Portal 2. Cooperative Portal 2. Oh, I've also made it a reward for anybody who donates at all to the Falcon Paladin Patreon page. So $1 or more, you have access to those Let's Play videos. So those of you who've been wondering what it'd be like to see me play another game, here's your chance. Just $1 a month to Patreon or more is going to do it. War Prism here somehow survives. I guess all the interceptors are taking... Oh, hits, never mind. It's dead. So Carriers and Zealots showing up at this P up at the bottom left-hand corner, and he says, you kill my bases, I will kill one of yours. How's that sound? Pretty easily. Actually, Ghost Academy, 2 Ghost Academies coming up from Borodan. Is he going for nukes? The 27-minute mark? Entirely possible. Entirely possible. That's a good time. That is a great time. Okay, so anyway, patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Also, if you go to the link in the podcast, there's a link to the Patreon there. But yeah, check us out. Check us out for the Let's Play videos and the podcast, which is entirely free. War Prism comes in again to Missile Turret Heaven and just dies. But going for this 3rd base location that's been here for a while. It's going to be Viking and Battle Cruiser right now. Jumping right on top of the carriers are the Battle Cruisers. I don't know, they weren't engaged in that battle for very long. And I think they're all just going to die. Are there any healing SCVs here? No? Nope. Battle Cruiser's down. RodTesala in a pretty good position, although Borodan is making 5 Vikings at a time, which seems pretty nice. RodTesala is spending his money too. 4 carriers in production at once right now for the carrier group, continuing to show up here. Upgrades are +3/+3/+2 for the air plating, which he doesn't have +3 for, but at this point, I mean, might as well get it. Dude, this is the thing. If you have the advantage, keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing, man. It's not a good look to hang out like this. I guess you're scouting. Are there any other bases? Like, you could kill this base. You could kill this base, actually. So what are we looking at? It's going to be 10 carriers versus 6 Vikings and 4 battle cruisers with some ghosts, maybe for some EMP. Possibly Zealots finishing off a tank at this north base of Borodan, but can't get the other one because of Planetary Fortress action and healing action from the SCVs. So good repair. Good repair, guys. Borodan's expanding twice up along the top right side, but I don't know if he can deal with this carrier group. Oh, not the Ghost Academies. Anything but the Ghost Academies. Leave them alone. I wanted to see some nukes. Oh, RodTesala. RodTesala, target firing down those Ghost Academies. All right, here comes our final engagement. I feel like it's going to be battle cruisers and Vikings against these carriers. 3 carriers are not engaged in this battle. 2 more showing up a little bit later here. Is it going to be enough for the battle cruisers to win this thing against the carriers? It is almost too close to call right now. I don't know who has this thing. Zealot's taking out the stuff on the ground, and yes, finally, the Sky Terran army is removed. Enough carriers are remaining, despite the fact that 9 of them have died. There are still 8. And 8 carriers versus effectively nothing for Boroden right now. There's your good game. Good game from Boroden. GG, says RodTesala. Boroden's defeated, and RodTesala is your winner in 30 minutes and 2 seconds. Well, that was good. That was a good one. Good little PVT. Got carriers, got battle cruisers, got a lot of bases taken. Every base on the map was taken. Resources lost are in the 40,000s. I mean, yikes. Boroden ended up losing 51,000 resources, and RodTesala 28. So definitely turned the tide on that through that final attack. 50 Vikings died. Good gravy. 7 battle cruisers, 2 orbital commands, 1 planetary fortress, 165 Marines and 90 Marauders. RodTesala, again, those 9 carriers hurt. 5 Colossus, which he got rid of immediately after losing those. 11 Archons, 8 Immortals died, 73 Zealots, 9 High Templar, and 2 Nexuses with 43 Stalkers. So good back and forth, good stuff to learn, good entertainment too, I'd say, in this edition of MidRank Madness, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of the MidRank Madness. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Before us, our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. Justice, our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. Sense of soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Kalarulas. Aramulas. Aklaranus. Naslaran. Kinalatu. Casar di Templare. Garamanaka. Oshara Sashi.